Good day and welcome to another episode of Regional Review. I'm Kenya Kambowe, the Namibia Media Holdings correspondent in the Northeastern regions. On today's show, we'll be giving you highlights of events that unfolded in the Northeastern regions over the past week. Meanwhile, in history, today is Brothers' Day, so check out the next video. Now, our first story under review is the San Community in Kurenkuru. On 18 September 2020, the Minister of Gender Equality and Social Welfare, Honorable Doreen Sioka, handed over 33 corrugated iron houses to the San Community at Kurenkuru at Extension 5. These houses were constructed without toilets. Namibian Sun also reported on how these houses that were valued at around 1 million were without toilets. The ministry said that this was a result of the lack of funds. However, 600 days later, these houses continue to be without toilets. At the weekend, this reporter visited the area and observed how this community is without toilets, and the people there are saying that they still have to rely on the bushes when nature calls. In terms of electricity, no electricity has also been availed, despite a promise having been made that by July 2021, NORAD would have installed electricity for this community. A look into the shacks of this community, one would also observe the thin mattresses, whereby these people, they sleep on either no beds, no mattresses, just a blanket laid on the cold floor. And with this cold, as you can see, it's very cold in the country at the moment. So this community is left to freeze or get cold in these cold shacks of theirs. Kayak and FNB continues to solidify their leadership. There was an event in Rondo last week, and this is what transpired.
FNB, through the First Rand Foundation Trust, has contributed 1.7 million to this project over a period of 5 years. It is important to note that quality education for the African child is not an event, but a process that involves the whole society, including private sector. We are therefore pleased to be associated with Kayak and their initiatives to help learners from the Rundu's Kehemos location, especially for underserved secondary school girls at risk of pregnancy and HIV/AIDS from elder men. FNB, through the foundation, acknowledges that this program isn't only important, but a pinnacle in the success of the children from this region. The Kayak Rundu after-school program provides much needed education support, physical team building exercises, education on gender-based violence, and teenage pregnancy advice. These initiatives are crucial and important in building strong foundations for our youth, because it can influence change in communities, breaking cultural practices that are meant to hinder the progress and growth of our youth. I hope that each one of you is preparing hard for the upcoming exams. You must also be wondering earlier that why are we here? Why is FNB here today? But I'm sure your teachers told you already that FNB would be paying a visit. And you look less surprised now, right?
Yeah.
I'm here not to reprimand you, but to share some words of wisdom. Since it's exam time, isn't it? You have started now with exams. I considered it the best moment to exchange a few words which will stay with you for your lifetime because you are going to take forward the legacy of our beloved country. There is no reason to doubt that it is the youth that shapes the future of the country. If a country's youth is diligent and hardworking, then that nation is bound to progress. But if its youth is lazy and insecure, then no one can save the country from downfall, isn't it? You are the youth of today. Your tutors are responsible for shaping your future and giving you the right direction. However, they can only help you in selecting the right path, and it is you who will have to walk that path, not them, right? If you don't perform well in present, it may have serious repercussions in the future.
My.NA Property Show provides viewers with the best-in-class content, engaging interviews, as well as a showcase of the latest property-related products and services. The show is aimed at property enthusiasts, real estate agents, buyers, sellers, financial institutions, and developers. My.NA Properties is broadcast on NTV, 1UP2 and cross-shared on the following Facebook platforms: the Republikein, Namibian Sun, Algemeine Zeitung, and Namibia Media Holdings. My.NA Properties focuses on property content and interviews, interior design tips and tricks, DIY shack, and more. For property-related news and advertising, contact my.na at synergy.com.na. My.NA Properties, more than just a roof over your head.
We also have an interview with Mr. Peter Levy, a UNAM graduate who recently caught the attention of the public. This is after a photo of Peter and his mother Selma went viral on various social media platforms. In this photo, Peter is seen in his graduation attire alongside his mother, the street vendor, in the streets of Windhoek. Namibian Sun caught up with Peter, and this is what he had to say. Peter, can you just tell us who you are?
Okay, my name is Peter. Surname is Levy. I'm actually a graduate and still a student at the University of Namibia. I was born here in Rundu, raised in Windhoek. So yeah, practically that's who I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, you are one of the trending personalities in the country at the moment. Seeing that the photo that you posted last week with your graduation attire and your mom, who obviously is a street vendor,
Yeah.
and it has moved many people, including Dr. Joe Pampanda, who tweeted it or posted it on his various social networks, media platforms. Just tell us the purpose of that photo. What does it resemble from your point of view?
Actually, this is like the main objective why I posted the picture. Was not for it to trend or for it to. I just wanted to share my story. Because if you look at the picture and then you can already see what it tells. That's my mom, my hero. Actually, she took care of me since then. She has been there for me. Let me say everything. She did everything for me until at the point where I decided, like, no, I need to show people. They just saw me every day on campus, like, no, this is Peter. He's always in campus, but they don't know who's the person behind it. See, so I needed to show people, like, that's my mom. She's been there for me until now. We finally made it. I didn't make it alone. She was there for me always. And then if you look at the situation where she's coming from, she has to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, go out there and then hustle for us. So yeah, the picture tells it all. I don't have to say much.
Now, in terms of talking about this journey of your mom and you, was there ever a point whereby you also was in that position of being on the corner of the street, assisting her, maybe for example, if she's not feeling well or if she's not available at the time?
Yeah, there were times I can remember during my high school years. Sometimes you come, especially when it's weekends, to come and then you take over. Even now, my siblings are doing it. We are doing it still. When she's not feeling well, when she has an occasion, we step up because we know that's where the bread comes from.
Okay.
So yes, to answer your question, yes, there was a point whereby I was there for her or with her.
Okay. Now, having completed your studies, what is the next step? What have you decided? Are you going to jump the unemployment pool and start looking for a job, or are you already employed, or are you furthering your studies? What is the plan?
Actually, the step is just like all Namibian graduates. After graduating, we all want a job. Like deadly, we want a job. So the next step now is I'm actually doing two of them. I'm studying and then I'm looking for a job. Currently, I'm unemployed. So I'm looking for a job and then I'm studying for my master's as well. Because I have an aim of doing a doctorate one day. So I cannot leave that and then just look for a job. So I decided, no, let me enroll for my master's. Then while I look for a job along the way. So yeah, I'm unemployed and I'm looking for a job.
Okay. Can you take us back to the day you told your mom that, Mom, I'm no more going to school. I'm done with my studies. How, if you have to recall that facial expression, how did she react to you having completed your studies?
She was actually grateful because she told me at least I can reap where I sow. It's like it's an investment that she made because she knew one day I'm gonna have a graduate and I have to invest all my resources in him. So actually, when I finished, it was emotional. I told her that one day, oh, we are a step closer to where I want to be because my dream is to take her off the streets. I don't want her to be selling, even if she does, but not every day. Because now she's aging, she's around about 44 now. So my dream is when I start working, I'll tell her, Mom, you can sit at home, watch TV all day. I'll take care of everything. Yes.
Okay. But what are some of the words, encouraging words that you remember from childhood until today that she always told you that you should never forget, or that's words you never forget?
She told me I should always work with my heart. I never forget it. And it makes sense because if you want to do something and then you just want to do it, but it's not in your heart, you will never finish it or it will never work out for you. So those are the most encouraging words she told me. She told me I should always work hard, be humble, and then don't always see the next person as your enemy, but then you guys should always work together. So that's how she brought me up. Not in the fact that no, I should be isolated as a human being, because it doesn't work for you. So she told me it's okay to make friends, but please be humble, work hard. That's it.
Okay. Why? What kind of personality did you present when you were on varsity? What kind of personality did you present? Were you hiding where you come from, or were you just who you were?
No. I think my colleagues, my friends, my lecturers, they can confirm this. I was always humbled. I worked hard. Even my friends knew. Most of my friends knew. The meme that used to sell at Pick and Pay, that's my mother. Even from high school, they knew. All of them knew that no, if you go to Pick and Pay, in front of Pick and Pay, the woman that's there, that's Peter's man. So they knew, yeah. So I was always presenting myself who I am. Because I know at the end of the day, if you forget where you are coming from, then you don't know where you are going.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assume some of your classmates or fellow students who enrolled the same course with you at the same time did not graduate. Let me assume, I'm not hoping that people had failed. I'll assume. But Professor, you can confirm if that's real. Those who did not make it.
Yeah, there are a few that didn't make it, and yeah.
Okay. That points me to my next question. What are some of the challenges that you think are leading to some of our fellow students, if I'm in your position,
Yeah.
to drop out? What are some of them? Like, varsity life, how?
Yeah, there are a lot, but I'll touch on the major ones. The major one that we are really being hit by, it's finances. You find that students are not able to pay for their studies, and they are unable to pay for their upkeep, because it's not easy being a student. You have to print assignments, you have to, I don't know what pay for care, you have to eat when you're on campus, all those things. So students really struggle when it comes to their finance, and then at the end of the day, it leads to them not being able to finish. And then sometimes it's the support system. When you don't have someone that wakes up and tells you, "My friend, you need to do this," and you feel like, "Oh, I'm all alone in this," and then later on, you just end up giving up or something like that. So yeah, those are some of the challenges that us students really face.
Peter, thank you very much for your time. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Looking at the weather for the northeast this week, Nkurunkuru is sunny and pleasant this week, with daytime temps hovering at the 30-degree mark. Rundu is somewhat cooler, but sunny and pleasant nonetheless. Kongola is sunny and beautiful throughout the week, with below 10 degrees at night. And finally, Katima is also around the 30-degree mark during the day, hitting daytime temps of 32 as from Thursday.
I believe you enjoyed the show. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for another episode of Regional Review, same time tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.